Bungie, you done effed up. Okay? You done effed up. Welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. You've all heard or seen, and I was not going to make anything, but you've seen this crap. This absolute crap. Let me preference before someone starts white knighting Bungie here. I have recently started looking at my culture and heritage. I may be white skin, but I am Hispanic. My grandparents, my abuela and abuelo, both born and raised in South America, Argentina. Immigrated to America, had my dad met my mother, and I was born. When they got, yeah, whatever, So I have been hiding, when I grew up, there was the whole thing about Hispanics. I mean, it's still going on. Mexicans and stuff like that. And so just admitting that you were Hispanic was not something that I felt proud about. And my mother's also with her racism. But I've become more proud of my heritage, of who I am, owning it. Bungie decides to put this out, which you think this is supposed to represent Hispanics, Hispanic heritage, or whatever. But what they didn't account for is that how they proceeded to deliver it was very racist. Being Latin, AEOX, is more than just a location on a map, just as being Hispanic is more than the language we speak. We are proud to introduce our idea at Latin at Bungie. You think, that's not a big deal. But what you don't understand is that all this right here, this X, we as Latin Americans or Hispanics, it's Latino, Latinas. That's culturally respectful. X is this white American garbage that's being deep-throated down our throats. I come from a school mostly with a large population of Hispanics. If I said anything to them about Latinx, they would laugh at me. Or if I was trying to look like I was being serious, they would be insulted. And this isn't just me. This isn't just a personal in my pocket of the world. This is why we're looking at this. Latino, Latina, Latinx, Latentine are not words. Latentine is Latina in French. Whatever. Bro, you guys too? Who the hell approved these comments from these game studios? Latin S Latinos. And they're already starting to hide replies. Weird that you'd hide a relatively neutral comment, Bungie. Pretty racist to deny people their identity. Authoritarian even. I'm Latino. Where am I denying anyone their identity? Okay, whatever. There's some fighting going on. Oh, I got the wrong tone from your reply. Sorry. There are millions of white Latinos and Latinas, but definitely not Latinxs, because Latinx is a made-up phrase by California white leftists. Okay. I don't care about who's left or right, but I do know it's white people who think that they have to speak for minorities. It is incredibly racist. And the Hispanic community is speaking up against this white trash. It is white trash. And the fact that Bungie is trying to promote the white trash is just racist of Bungie. Today I learned Hispanic is a language. There you go. I'd rather be called wetback than Latinx. you have a Latino or Latina member on your staff? Did they approve this post? And you just look at Hispanics, not language. And you know what's easy? Referring to everyone collectively as Latino. Because that's how we say it in our language, which is Spanish. What an L. Seriously. From my understanding, Latinx is a term made for gender-neutral people since terms in Spanish are gendered. Basically a way to be more inclusive, but some people see it as insult and slur to language. Personally, kind of sounds like pronouns for Latin people. Just choose yours. No, it's just pronouns for white trash. Because if you care about cultural implication, it is there for Hispanics who want to be identified based on their cultural. It's just white trash. You don't go to Mexico and they call each other Latinx. They call them Latinos, Latinas. Not X. When I think of Latinx, I think of like SpaceX. We're sending Hispanics to space. Thanks, Elon. Appreciating the replies, but posting what they don't like the post and how it has affected their language culture. Some points I do agree with. Some I'm still learning about. My main reply here was from the personal understanding, which has still room to grow. I tried Googling difference between letters and nothing came up. I generally want to know what the OX is for. Are you making things up? No, it's just an American thing that's being made up. You could have saved characters by just writing Latin. Because it's American. It's American made up trash. Glad you lost Halo now. Yep. There it is. There it is. Bungie making a dumb PR move. But, I mean, are we surprised? Are we surprised that they're culturally insensitive? There it is. It's called Latinx. Yep. Right there. By the way, this is also racist because technically not everyone wears a sombrero. Just putting it out there. But if you're talking about the culture it came from, then great. But yes, this is it. White trash. This post was written by a white person out of 10. Yep. Let's go. Don't know what that is, but okay. And then we got some Spanish. I'm very curious. There's no translate button. I wish there was so I could hear what they have to say. Gringo, you don't get to decide a foreign language gender syntax to fill the empty pit in your soul. God dang! Oh! I'm glad I chose Diablo as the sound. God dang! These people are on fire. I can tell you, being a Latino myself, absolutely no one in our culture uses anything other than Latino, Latina, Chinko, Chincas, I'm sorry if I don't know Spanish because my racist mom never let me learn Spanish. So apologies. Would virtue signaling white liberals, okay, it is liberals, let's be honest, because mostly people on the Republican side are usually using other racist terms, but that's besides the point. Our community refuses to use these terms. I promise you'll never hear Latino say Latinx ever. You won't. You don't. I've never been to a gathering of Hispanics, especially with students, where they refer to themselves as Latinx. Not a goddamn one. What's the next one? Filipinx? Why so much hate? What's going on? Latin Americans would rather be called beaners than be called Latinx. They really don't like being called Latinx, and good reason. That is really weird. No one has ever called me that before. Is only Latino or Latina. Exactly. Only it's just white American trash. And I could go on, and I can go on, and I can go on, and I could go on, and you could just see the replies. You could just see. And they're already trying to hide things that people are saying. But it's obvious that they gave up. It's obvious that they gave up because look how many people have the same thoughts. Bungie, we are Latinos, Latinas. Every other iteration is considered no sabo. Yes, that is a Spanish insult from the iteration that do not speak our tongue. As a black person, I agree. Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay. We are Latinos, Latinas. That's it. There's nothing more. Bungie should take the post down and apologize. I think more companies should be held accountable. Like, look at this. It is spreading. The Latino man every time a foreigner uses Latinx. Yo! I mean, but, you know, it's always a white person that thinks that they know better for people. Anyone who uses the word Latinx unsarcastically is a pandemic, which we just learned is an insult. Hispanics when you call them a slur. Hispanics when you call them Latinx. Yes, the Hispanic, you've called them like insults. They just laugh it off. They have great senses of humor and great resilience, and they let things go. Let it roll off their back. But Latinx is taking them and controlling their culture. That's the bottom line. And I, for one, will always refer to them as Latino or Latinas. Because that is the culture that they come from. And if you are gender neutral, then I'm just not going to name you at all. You're just not, that's not your identity. You're a Hispanic American. That's it. You're a Hispanic American. That's it. But if you're a Latina, a Latino, I'm going to call you what you are. Because that's your culture, that's your identity, that's your background. Please don't call me Latinx. Because, again, unless you're going to send me to SpaceX to go to the moon, I don't want to hear Latinx unless we have Hispanics in space, baby. Okay? Keep that white American garbage and throw it out the trash. Throw it out the trash. That's it. That's all I had to say. Bungie really is taking a fat L here. Just throw it and just apologize. If not, you're just a hypocrite. 100% this is hypocritical. Not reading the room, not understanding the community just because what? You have one Hispanic, you have that one transgendered whatever Hispanic that says, "Hey, we don't like that." Listen. We can be culturally appropriate and we can be respectful to people of different backgrounds. As a counselor who is there for students from all backgrounds, even though you'll never see a transgendered elementary student, I hope, because kids are still developing. Let them decide as what they want to be and how they want to grow up, but don't do physical changes at such a young age. That's a different story, right? That's a whole different story. But people want to be how they want to be. Let them live. I don't care. I'm a counselor. My goal is to help everyone. It does not matter. It doesn't matter your background, your gender, whatever you want to identify as. You want to identify as a toaster? Go ahead. And it is what it is, right? It does not impact me. I do not care. You live how you want to live. But don't try to put everyone else in the same bucket like they're doing with Latinx. You want to be known as whatever Hispanic, sure. But keep the white American trash lingo in the trash where it belongs. Latin, it's Latin. Latin. Latino, Latina. That's it. It's culturally. It's our culture. I am Hispanic. I have a right and ownership to it. So do all these Hispanics. All these Hispanics have the right to speak and have ownership on their culture and identity. You know who it doesn't? White Americans who aren't even Hispanic. Get out. Peace.